My name is Dan Papandrea. I'm here from Sysdig. I'm Principal Solutions Architect for Sysdig. So guys, we talked a little about you see this open road in terms of how you're trying to visualize and monitor your Kubernetes implementation and your individual hosts and whatnot. You look at this and you say, okay, there's a lot of data. Well, how are my applications reacting? How are the services running on Kubernetes reacting? You kind of scratch your head, right? You're like, you may have built all types of instrumentation. You might have built all types of monitoring for individual nodes, individual pieces of data, but you want to get more of the deep dive on the application and services that you're utilizing. Wouldn't you rather do more? Wouldn't you rather be able to visualize the individual prod namespace or dev space or pods in the individual cluster? Happy face. I'm a big fan of clip art. Sorry guys, it's just I have to throw that out there. So introducing Meet Sysdig. And again, I got 5 minutes. I'm trying to rush through this, all right? So we're the container intelligence company. And what we are is basically, we're the first and only comprehensive container native monitoring solution. We are basically monitoring your containers with, from within a container. So we have a privileged access to kernel to be able to provide you all types of data. The 3 main points, and I'm going to demo these 3 main points, are 1, you got your microservice performance management. What that means is you can use any orchestration tool, your OpenShift, your Kubernetes, your Mesosphere, sorry, speak well then, but you can do that as well. So you have the ability to look at your performance of your individual microservice, or you can even do it in a logical perspective as well. Secondly, you have application intelligent monitoring. What that means is you don't have to instrument or bloat your individual container with, if you have a MySQL running or whatever, no agent has to be installed in your container because we're doing it at the kernel. And then lastly, and I think Martin touched this as well, is basically trace-driven troubleshooting. So we have all the instrumentation to be able to provide you trace-driven troubleshooting to be able to give you deep system captures of what's happening, not just what's happening, but why. So you can look at it and go, okay, hey, my application's not, I just deployed a pod and MySQL's not talking to coordinator or whatever it might be. I'm going to do a very quick demo for you guys. Let me just move this over. Bear with me a second. Let's talk about microservice visibility here. So we, affectionately, one of our clients said to us, this is basically like Google Maps for your application. So you can see here I have a simple namespace like dev or prod, and I can really deep dive on this and look at the individual containers from a request times perspective. I can say, okay, I have a WordPress job app talking to SQL. I can look at this and go, okay, this is a Mongo. I can explore that individual node, so I can deep dive and get what's connecting to this individual thing from a logical application perspective. Not only that, I can do a physical map. So again, if you're really trying to get into the weeds, you have some instances on DigitalOcean or Amazon or wherever it might be, you can pretty much deep dive on that. We call this spaghetti. That's a lot of data, right, from a physical perspective. There's a lot of points versus having this logical view where you can show just the individual reaction times for the containers running in that space. So that's the idea of this whole service-oriented monitoring of of the individual applications that you're monitoring. The second point is that whole application instrumentation. So you can see here this is an overview of our namespace. We're getting, by the way, if you look here, we're getting all these meta tags right from Kubernetes. There's no need to create your own type of instrumentation to be able to do so. We have it right here. And these are dashboards you can absolutely pin and create on the fly. Very simple. You can enter the name of the dashboard. You can change the metrics as you see them. They can be average, sums, rates, whatever they need to be. And you can go ahead and do that for your individual service. Now, from an application perspective, you can also say, okay, in dev, I'll use MySQL as an example. So I can go here and I can have a view from MySQL. I can look at this and go, okay, connection count is X. This is the mean amount of queries. I can look at this and go what my, I know DB buffer pool is. I can even go to the level here of looking at average request times. I can do number of requests. I can then alert on this. I can alert on this individual function. I can have this go to Slack, PagerDuty, all the tools that you guys are probably already looking in right now. We also have webhooks, so you have the ability to send it to an individual, like some type of customized solution if you're building that as well. So we can create alerts here. So right here we can also see, hey, slowest queries for that individual application. You can go, okay, select name from is my slowest one. I can look at that, alert on certain functions of the queries that are set up that's there, and then I can also do average and max request time. The other thing is we have this idea about trace-driven troubleshooting. So if events happen, we have this idea here of events that you could alert on. So Jenkins has a rollback, and we can explore this individual event, and we can see what occurred. So if we're looking here, right, we can look and see we have, okay, container was killed, for instance. That's the reason why we had like low connections on SQL, because we had built an alert on it. That's basically the gist of those three things we talked about. Microservices level like visibility. I showed you like what we call our topography. Secondarily, we had our application, so I was able to show like MySQL level detail. And thirdly, the ability to kind of show you these alerts and get into trace-driven troubleshooting. We'll bring us back to the deck now. Oops. Okay, so how do we do it? Without an agent per container, right? Not so fast. Sorry, it's only 5 minutes. Basically, I'd like to definitely do a follow-up with you guys. This is what we call in the business, I guess, a tease? I don't know. So basically, it's not so fast. We'll do a full session and show you how it can help you with container microservices, security, and troubleshooting, or you can schedule a demo with us. Pretty simple, pop@sysdig.com. You can send it to me, and we have a group sales team that can definitely sit to do. We have webinars. So if you go to Sysdig/resources, you have it right there. We also have our meetup page as well. Looking forward to talking to you guys about this product, because I'm enthused about it. I love this product. Our founder, just to give you guys some background, our founder his name is Loris DiGianni, and he's the guy who founded TCP dump Wireshark. So he built all this instrumentation with the kernel to be able to really have us focus and get you the details you need without any type of load on the individual containers. You can check out Sysdig right now. Again, you can just do, you can use our daemon set to be able to do an implementation of it. Sign up for a free trial at sysdig.com or download an open source. Now, I wish if I had a handheld mic, this would have been a little bit more useful. I would have just done this. So this is pretty much my spiel, guys. Thank you for giving me the time of all 5 minutes. Any questions?
Requires storage, right? Sysdig?
I'm sorry?
The solution requires storage, right? Block storage, like it works best on Kubernetes, with Kubernetes on providers.
So we have.
That's important.
So the question is do we need block storage for it to be able to do this? Again, the way that we're able to instrument, we're installing, we can do it via, we have a SaaS model as well as an on-prem solution. And so the data is stored within the solution that's there. So if you have block storage or whatever it's defined for the containers, that's what's available. But again, we're utilizing whatever is available to the orchestration utility, be it Kubernetes, OpenShift, Mesosphere, all those types of things. Docker Data Center.
Questions?
Do you work in a multi-tenant? Kubernetes environment?
We do. And so what we can do the question was, do we work in a multi-tenant Kubernetes environment? We absolutely do. And we actually have this concept now of a new feature that we have. It's called Teams. Teams are fantastic. It basically lets you have basically define and say, hey, I have the app team. I only want them to see these metrics and only get alerted for the MySQL alerts. So you have that functionality. Great question. Anyone else?
All right, one more and then we gotta go because I'm taking supplement.
Do you support exporting historical perf data, or do you just render it in graphs?
Can you repeat that? Because you kind of broke up.
Do you support yet exporting historical perf data from the information that's collected by the collector, or do you only render it into graphs and then throw that data away?
So we have this functionality called, so the question was, is do we actually like store data, like I think time series level data? Yep, absolutely. So we have this concept again with our trade show. You can create an alert that you can actually create a capture of, and then what that would happen is that's all the syscalls that happen when an alert has been set up. Also, guys, we have an open source tool. You can grab this right now, and you can do to that level of detail. You just, you can set up captures of pertinent information.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Sysdig.com, please sign up for trials.
See you next month.
Thank you.